All right, today the movie is Remember the Titans, released on September 29th, 2000. Welcome to Brandon at Random Reviews, covering one unsystematically chosen movie at a time. Directed by Boaz Yakin. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. For the cast, we have Denzel Washington as Coach Herman Boone, Will Patton as Coach Bill Yost, Wood Harris as Julius Campbell, Ryan Hurst as Gary Bertier, Donald Faison as Petey Jones, and Hayden Panettiere as Cheryl Yost. This movie was also an early small role for Ryan Gosling as Alan Bosley. For the plot synopsis, in 1971, a Virginia academic institution integrates black and white students together, which creates upheaval within their school football program, loosely based on a true story. Alright guys, let's just dive right into this motherfucking movie. I haven't watched this one in such a long time, like maybe 20 years? Fuck, that never gets any easier to say out loud. I found out the other day that I had a driver's license when one of the interns at work was born, and that really did a number on me. Obviously, a movie like this has racially driven themes. Suddenly, these black and white football players are on a team together, and most of them are not a fan of the new setup, and of course they clash with each other a lot. In addition to this, despite originally hiring Denzel Washington's Coach Boone as an assistant, the school board forces the beloved incumbent head coach Yost out of his role and move Boone up to the head coach spot to heighten an already tense atmosphere. What's strange is Denzel Washington is technically the lead as Coach Boone, but he doesn't really feel like the true lead protagonist so much as just one of the many protagonists in the movie. Like, all of these players trying to mingle with each other shares a great deal of the focus without coaches present throughout the story. And I really have to commend that because I don't think the message of this movie would hit home as well if we saw these interactions through the lens of Coach Boone only. There are of course a lot of pivotal scenes where the racism and post-civil rights movement Virginia is still very prevalent, and it puts even more strain on any new feelings of camaraderie the young players develop on the field. Also, the soundtrack for this movie is truly spectacular, like so many great hits backed by a Disney level budget, which also adds for a particularly memorable, lighter scene where the players sing Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell together. This movie has its fair share of what I guess might be considered cliches that are often present in this type of story, like the way so many characters seem to take so little time to suddenly change their minds and undo prejudices they've likely had their entire lives. But I think that can also be blamed on sticking to a runtime that stays under 2 hours, and the fact that most people don't want to just watch a long, drawn-out stretch filled with unpleasant friction, so I don't really hold that against it too much. Alright, on to ratings. IMDb 7.8, Letterboxd 3.8, Rotten Tomato Critics score 71%, Rotten Tomato Audience score 93%. Personal rating 4.5 out of 5 stars. This one holds up for me after all these years, which I find is usually helped when a movie is set multiple decades before it was originally released. It's important to understand what the world used to be like in order to appreciate how far we've actually come. There are a lot of great actors and performances in this one, and although it has a few flaws, I still enjoyed the rewatch. Alright everyone, thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day. Bye now.